Well, submarining is called the silent service. Submariners have always been taught to keep quiet, both for their safety during the mission, but also for the element of surprise. That's the beauty of the submarine force. But it's good to pry some of the stories from these guys when they'll talk, especially those vets from World War II who lived a totally different submarine life. I mean, thinking about just how different the technology is from then until now. I mean, back in World War II, even a rain shower could have saved their lives when they were submerged and facing death charges from ships above. And we have to hear these stories now because there's not much time left.
Rain, a nuisance for some. Music to the ears of the men in the silent service. These submarine vets come here every year for the last 3 decades, a reunion at Kings Bay.
I think back to when I was depth charged too, you know.
And when depth charges were falling from Japanese ships in World War II, the rain, they tell us, was a good thing.
Typical rain shower come in, and he couldn't hear us. We got away from him.
Told you the story about the rain saving their bacon. They hid underneath a rainstorm. Yeah, I remember that story.
The rain, a noisy distraction. The Japanese couldn't hear the sub down below. Saved guys like Tony Fiella and his sub, the Spearfish, from a terrible fate.
Think about how horrible it must have been for them to go down, you know.
52 subs lost in World War II. So the rain brings them inside the chapel. A bell for each sub, each sailor lost.
Get very emotional when I do that. Yeah. I know some of those boats.
Some lost to the sea.
Yep.
It's just Tony.
But others to time.
When you stand up there, it's very tough when you look at the empty seats.
Keith Post, a submariner himself, has organized this memorial reunion for 13 years.
But the hardest part of my job is what you see here, because I get very close to these guys. They become like my own father.
It's why Tony, who's 99 now, and his wife Betty are so very special. 30 years coming to this, all the way from Rhode Island. Here's Tony in the group shot from 2012. Here's 2016. In 2019, he was one of 12. But this year, he's the one and only.
We miss all the World War II vets.
We used to have 15 or so from his boat. Nobody's left.
Just the two of them in a front row reserved for their World War II friends.
Pretty scary. Yeah, we miss all the guys.
But the point is to remember.
Can you edit out my tears?
Because while the raindrops can't hide the tears, it can bring back a flood of memories.
Memorial, it's not just about the day, or it's about remembering them in your heart. So long as you remember folks, they're never really gone. They're always with you, in your heart and your mind.
Why Tony and Betty plan on coming back next year, rain or shine.
I hope so.
One never knows.
I'll be 100, but I'll be back.
God bless you. That's the spirit.